Hi everyone, and welcome to today's webinar. Thank you all for joining. Just for your reference, this webinar is being recorded, so we can send the link to the recording to you following this session. Hopefully tomorrow, but possibly later this week, we can share that link with you. So feel free, you don't need to make notes, but you can share the link to the recording with any colleagues that you think might be interested who perhaps couldn't join today. Also, just to let you know, the chat is open. So if you have any questions as we go along, please feel free to add them to the chat and I will contact you all after the session to hopefully answer those questions. So for those who don't know me, I'm Claire Baxter. I'm the Senior Account Manager here at Theorem Solutions. I've been with Theorem for 13, almost 14 years, and I'm based here at our UK HQ. So this is where all our software development takes place. We are an independent company. We've been in business for over 30 years. We have a lot of expertise in the CAD and PLM sector. We're a long-standing partner of Dassault Systems, as well as all of the CAD vendors. We are entirely vendor neutral. We work with everyone, but we've worked with Dassault for a very, very long time, particularly around the 3DEXPERIENCE, as well as historically CATIA V5 and CATIA V4 applications. So this webinar will focus on our complementary tool that integrates directly into the 3DEXPERIENCE platform. So the technology we'll be showing today, it allows 3DEXPERIENCE users to export directly into the rich 3D PDF format. So we'll show some examples of how you can export directly within the system, but with all of that MBD information, all of that model-based definition data included. So the PMI, GD&T, FTA, it's known as under many different names and guises, but you'll see how that is all carried through into the PDF. And really what that does, it enriches the base geometry, the 3D data, providing greater information to downstream users, creating more harmonious and seamless data sharing. It also massively helps in reducing reliance on paper and 2D drawings and can help establish green credentials. There are so many benefits to using 3D PDF, especially for sharing MBD, ultimately capitalizing on that 3DEXPERIENCE investment. So that's what we're going to discuss and show you today. So why 3D PDF? So we see from our clients lots of different reasons, lots of different use cases for using 3D PDF as a format. And we've categorized those into three main use cases. So you've got the security element, because PDF gives you the ability to add password protection, encryption, watermarks, time bombs, digital rights management, and of course you can integrate with your PLM. Then there's the communication element, that improvement on that communication, because what you're doing with a PDF is you're providing universal access to that 3D data that those downstream non-CAD users wouldn't normally have access to, because anyone with the free Adobe Reader can access and consume a 3D PDF, including the 3D data that it contains. So you can convey, better understanding of design intent. You can share that data internally, but also externally with your supply chain to really improve that communication. And lastly, efficiency. So we're seeing 3D PDF being used heavily for MBD projects, particularly, those paperless workflows. For those wanting to maybe reduce their CAD licenses, and for the creation of technical data packages, amongst other documentation. But The technical data package is a main use case that we really do see as a use for 3D PDF. So I'd like to share with you today just an example of one of our technical data packages. So you can see here, this is a template that we created for a customer of ours. We actually ship this with our software as standard. So anyone that purchases a license has this template if they wish to use it. You can see it contains all of the product manufacturing information, all the PMI is on here. You can switch that on and off again if you wish to. You can hide and show selected parts, and you can isolate those parts. There's a lot that you can do with 3D PDF. You can see the views here at the top. You can scroll through these different views. So I'm using just the free Adobe Reader. So I downloaded this online free of charge. I don't have a license of 3DEXPERIENCE on this particular laptop. You can see here at the top, we've got some attached files. You could have anything attached in here. So you could have the native CAD data, you could have step files, PDF files, JPEGs, Excel spreadsheets. You can attach anything within the 3D PDF. So it creates one version of the truth. You know, all the documentation is contained together in one file. Also on the right, you can see we have a parts list here. So as I click through the part attributes underneath are shown. This is actually a multi-page document. So the first page is our CAD data. On page 2 and on page 3, we have the original 2D drawings. So this is a really nice way actually to incorporate the 2D drawings with the 3D PDF. We work with a lot of companies who have engineers who have been working in 2D and with drawings for many, many decades. And there can be some reluctance to move to a 3D PDF. So this is a really nice way to sort of ease them in. You know, the 2D drawings are still very much accessible, but we also have our original CAD data. So in terms of what we offer here at Theorem, we have 2 different licenses that enable you to create 3D PDFs from within 3DEXPERIENCE. Our entry-level license is called Create, and that allows you to sit within 3DEXPERIENCE itself, so you don't need to leave the application, and you can do a very simple export as PDF. It's a floating, shareable license, so you can install it on a central server, and it could be used by any user on any machine. For those who have a higher volume of data to be processed, we do offer what we call our Enhance license. And that has all of the same functionality, so you can still sit inside 3DEXPERIENCE and do your export, but you can also process the data in batch mode, either on the command line or with our user interface. And the command line functionality enables PLM integration as well. So you can run scripts from the command line and triggers that enable you to integrate with your PLM. Whether that's, it doesn't matter which PLM system you're using. That could be 3DEXPERIENCE, it could be Windchill, Anovia, Teamcenter, SAP. We can support that. So just to show you how that works, our basic Create license, which is our entry-level license, allows you to stay within 3DEXPERIENCE itself. So you can select the template that you wish to publish your data into. In this case, we picked the technical data package, and then you can simply export to PDF. And here you'll see this is the same template that I just showed you a moment ago, but you can see there the CAD data has been published into that template. So again, this is just showing some of the functionality that you have within this particular template, including there's the attachments that we just saw. Using the Enhance license, you can select multiple data sets to process the data in batch. You click run, and you can see there it's processing. It also supports command line processing, as we mentioned. So you can drag and drop. Select your template. Again, you can see that's running. And there you have your output. In this case, we selected a slightly different template. You can see all the product structure has been taken through. Again, this particular template has the ability, you can switch the PMI on and off, hide and show selected parts, isolate parts. Explode the assemblies and reassemble. And this is all done inside PDF itself. So once you've created this document, you could share this with anyone as long as they have the free Adobe Reader. Again, here you can see the part list and the part attributes are underneath. So that just really shows the different methods of running the software. But we know when it comes to 3D PDF, the real value comes from the documentation that you create with your 3D data. So templates are so important. It enables you to create this very rich documentation. So as I mentioned, we do provide templates with the software. We have 9 different templates that we provide as standard. They're shown in the table at the bottom of the page there. So you see we have a technical data package, a PMI analysis, a military standard template, which is particularly important for our military and defence clients who need to have templates that meet very strict criteria, amongst others. So there are a number to choose from. We can brand those for you as well. We can add your own company name and logo, and we can format the documents so that they look more uniform with any other internal documentation that you might have. And we can also create templates from scratch. So we can take your use case and we can work with you to build a completely bespoke template that meets your particular needs and requirements. So just to give you an idea, here we can show you just a few templates that we've created for customers. This particular template is to combine the 2D and the 3D, as we saw before. This one's a bit of materials template. So you can see you can click on the table, it highlights in the model to bring instant access to your designs. This is a data exchange notice, so you're seeing all that rich 2D information to surround that 3D data. This is a marketing brochure that we created for one of our clients who just wanted something a little bit different in their marketing materials. Here we have a work instruction. You can cycle through the different views and you can see the instruction descriptions on the right and any attachments. Here we have some animation data that demonstrates how to really bring those CAD designs to life. This is our request for quotation. So this can really help with supplier understanding when you're doing your RFQs. This is the military standard template that I mentioned earlier. So this meets all of the particular requirements for security around data sharing. So that really is just to give you an idea of just some of the things that can be done with 3D PDF and just some of the possible use cases, but the possibilities really are endless. So in terms of today's webinar, I hope that what you'll take away from this is that using 3D PDFs for MBD paperless workflows, the move to 2D and drawing this really is possible. Our tool directly integrates into 3DEXPERIENCE itself. It's very lightweight, universal, it's easy to use. You only need the free Adobe Reader, and you can really optimize your 3DEXPERIENCE implementation. It's a very secure and efficient communication tool. We can help you with template creation, and we can provide templates as standard for you to use. And we have those two different options depending on the size of your business and your particular use case. We have the create or enhance options. So thank you for listening today. Thank you so much for your time. As I mentioned, if you'd like to send any questions into the chat, I can get back to you as soon as possible with some answers. We did ask on the registration form if anyone had any questions prior to today's session, and we did have a few questions. So just to go through those quickly, we were asked if there were any installation prerequisites. So for example, if you needed to have Adobe Professional, the answer is no. The only thing that you need to create a 3D PDF is a license of 3DEXPERIENCE. To be able to consume the PDF, you just need Adobe Reader. And most people do already have that on their laptops, desktops, tablets. But if they don't, it is quick and easy and free to download. We were asked why would someone choose to use 3D PDF and not the free 3D XML viewer? Well, in terms of a 3D PDF itself, what that really allows you to do is create very rich documentation. It isn't just a data viewer. Hopefully, as you've just seen with some of the templates that we've shown you, it's more than just a viewer. It's about creating documentation. And also, it does rely on the adoption of 3D XML. So it relies on whoever you're sharing data with to be able to download and use 3D XML. Can our solution be integrated with PLM? Yes, it absolutely can. As I mentioned, it doesn't matter which PLM you are using. The command line method that we showed you earlier allows users to implement scripts and triggers, so you can integrate that and create automatic data translation generation. Lastly, the last question, we were asked which revisions of 3DEXPERIENCE that we support. So in the very latest version of our software, we can support the very latest revision of 3DEXPERIENCE and also several older revisions as well. But we have software that dates back all the way to 2017X. So whichever revision of 3DEXPERIENCE you're using, we should have a version of our software that can support that. And as I mentioned, as Dassault move to newer revisions of software, we get the CAD libraries to be able to develop against that. So we can always support the very latest and greatest version. So as I said, thank you so much for joining today. Thank you for your time. If you would like to send me any questions, if you would like to contact me, my details are there on the screen. And we are going to send this recording to you after today's session. Thank you very much, everyone. Take care. Goodbye.